3 months ago, this application had 0 real users. Today, it's sitting at $400 in monthly recurrent revenue, and I'm not paying for ads. The code didn't change, the features didn't change. What changed was, you guessed it, marketing. And honestly, this strategy is so simple that I almost didn't make this video because I think it's pretty obvious, but still, I'm putting everything together and sharing it with you. Let's get started. Quick context on the app in case you're new here. Inkigo is an AI tattoo preview application. So you can generate tattoos from ideas. You can select one of our suggestions here. You can remove it, select another one. You can try these tattoos on your body or change them. For example, let's say make it blue or just black and white, submit, and this will change the tattoo. This is actually super realistic. It uses Nano Banana Pro under the hood, and the application is built with React Native and Expo, and it's in the App Store right now. There we have it. This is great for artists, for people that are considering getting a tattoo. Building Inkigo has been really fun, and if you want to follow along as I share the numbers and lessons, I do this actually every week in my newsletter. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. So the app was originally called AI Tattoo Generator, and unfortunately, there is already plus 200 applications with the variation of AI Tattoo in the name. So we were invisible. Just a quick search here, AI Tattoo Generator. As I scroll, we have a lot of variations, and it's basically the same thing. And the list goes on and on. So we were practically invisible. Oh, here's Inkigo. Imagine you had to scroll all this to find us. This was impossible for a normal user. And this is why we changed the name to Inkigo. If I go to the App Store and search for Inkigo AI, just like that, we are the first result after the sponsor one. This is the application. And if you go to Google, this is a private search. You can just search for Inkigo like that. Submit, and we are the first result. Even the AI result says that Inkigo is an AI tattoo try-on. We have our Instagram, we have the App Store, first result. We also own the Inkigo.ai domain, which is very useful. We created, by the way, this beautiful landing page for the application. So in case someone types the link directly, they're gonna be taken here where they can just press download, taken to the App Store. Basically, we own the search term at this point. This is one of the biggest lessons I've learned with Inkigo. You have to start with the name. And also, if you notice, when I open the application, you'll see Inkigo AI. This is intentional because when I'm recording ads and videos for TikTok, or someone shares a screenshot using Inkigo, they can see that the name of the app is Inkigo AI. They can search it and find it. Naming is hard, I know, and I actually use ChatGPT to brainstorm some ideas. I sit around with a couple of good ideas, but first of all, before I deciding to move forward, I checked Google, I checked the App Store, I confirmed that the handles were open in Instagram and TikTok, checked the domain, and just after that, I committed with Inkigo.ai. So the takeaway here is that your name is part of your marketing. If you're competing with the same keywords as 200 other applications, you're fighting for scraps. Create your own term. So you have probably seen ads of other applications on TikTok, Instagram, and everywhere. And the reason is that it actually works. And in our case, the majority of our users are coming from TikTok. This is the official account. As you can see, videos are simple. We basically show tattoo ideas, and at the end, we show the call to action. I want to show specifically this one now that we are on Valentine's Day. And something very important, especially when you're creating content for your application, is that you don't want to show the app. No one, honestly guys, no one gives a fuck about your application, but people do care about the topic. So what we're doing here is not creating content about my app. I'm actually making content about tattoos, which is the theme of my app. And by the way, all these images were generated using AI. And at the very end, we show the call to action. You can barely see the website there, but if I show you just the last second, try Inkigo.ai. Now, that's all. And then if users really want to do it, they can go to the profile of Inkigo, where they will see try tattoos with AI, browse styles, refine ideas, learn more at Inkigo.ai. So they can hopefully go directly to the website or at least type Inkigo and find us. Another thing to add here, content is very important. And before we started to create this type of content, we did some research. We just sorted the most popular videos that we could find on TikTok and Instagram. And we noticed that millions of users and people overall in general are interested in ideas for couples or just normal tattoo ideas, inspiration, designs. So the traffic is already there. And with our content, we're meeting people where they already are. We make 15 of these videos at once and then schedule them daily. And the TikTok algorithm is so great at distribution regardless of follower count versus Instagram, which actually penalizes you if you upload similar videos over and over again. So it's a huge gap on Instagram. 40, 16 views, 13 views, 100 views. That's the most we get on Instagram. But on TikTok, you never know. One video could pop up, the other one could have just 100 views, but we are getting solid views. And I know that the people that are watching these TikToks are interested in tattoos. So since we created an account on TikTok, TikTok actually gave us a free credit. I think it was something about business accounts, and they basically gave us $5 in ad credits. And we of course took advantage of it, and we used it in this one for Valentine's Day, and the result was 3,700 views. And I know you might be thinking this is a very low number, but one thing to notice is that this single TikTok got more than 1,000 likes with only 3.7k views. This tells me something very strong, very important, is that people actually like this type of videos. And honestly, our plan is to keep making more videos for couples, since just by looking at the likes, it's just a massive difference. Only 3.7k views, 1,000 likes. I've seen videos with 50,000 views with less than 100 likes. So that's a massive telling. Now let me show you a quick math here. We posted this video on February 10th. This is the RevenueCat dashboard, and I'm gonna show you now the revenue. If we take a look at February 10th, we made $40 that day. That was the same day that we spent the $5 in ads. But another thing to notice is that in the Google AI Studio, we spent a total of $5.5 in generations. And another thing to notice here is that at the time I was allowing users to generate 2 tattoos for the free tier, but now it's only 1. These are very small numbers, but we could argue that we are profitable. So let's do the quick math. That day we made $40 and we technically spent $5 in ads and $5 in Google API. Now, since I reduced the free number of generations to 1, it could have been less. And also that means that, let's say if we spend $50 in ads, technically we should generate $400 in conversions, right? So we're probably going to try something like that soon, maybe $50 just to see what happens. So make sure to join the newsletter or subscribe if you want to stay in the loop. Paid ads can amplify what's already working, but they are not the foundation, okay? You first need to get the content right, then boost your winners. Now let's talk about pricing and premium. I've seen many indie devs go free or $1.99 or $2.99, hoping for volume. But honestly, I went the opposite direction. Inkigo offers 2 main plans. We have weekly for $10 and monthly for $20. These are premium prices compared to competitors. So why I decided to charge so much? Well, my application is technically a premium app. If you take a look at the UI, this is beautiful. We have zoom transitions. Everything behaves correctly. You can zoom, double tap, gestures, fully native. Even I've seen some native applications that don't look this good. I know that my application is one of the best looking out there, and the results, since we use Nano Banana Pro, are super realistic. No one can generate better results because there is no better model than Nano Banana Pro, and that's the only model that I'm using here. Even for the free generation, I'm using Nano Banana Pro since I know that the result is gonna be decent, and after that there is a higher chance that the user decides to pay. Now, another question that I get asked a lot is that, Nano Banana Pro is very expensive. So how are you offering $10 or $20 subscription for unlimited generations? And let me show you again the paywall. If you take a closer look at the very bottom of the screen, we say AI design generation includes fair usage limits. This means that we are not going to allow you to generate 1,000 tattoos, because at that point it's going to cost me more money than the $10 or $20 that you are paying me. So I'm capping this to 35 generations per week if you decide to join weekly, or 80 generations per month if you decide to join monthly. So even in the worst case, if the user max out their generations, we are maintaining 34 to 43% of margins. For the payments, I'm using RevenueCat. Again, the application is built with React Native and Expo. We're using the latest and greatest. And if you want to learn how to build applications that feel this polished, I actually have a full course that covers everything from zero, including the source code of Inkigo. Link in the description. You might want to take note on this section, because I haven't shipped a major feature or update to the application in at least around 2 months. The app is stable, it works, and I have ideas for new features, believe me. But every time I catch myself thinking of implementing a new idea, I just stop and focus on marketing instead. This is hard for developers. We love building, but once your application works, your job becomes distribution, and you have to keep that in mind. This is tough, but honestly, no one cares about your new feature if nobody knows your application exists. A mediocre app with great marketing will beat a great application with no marketing every single time. Now, I'm not telling you ship garbage. There is a difference between a low quality application and a minimum features premium application. I know I just told you that you shouldn't add more features, but next for Inkigo, I'm going to implement push notifications. And this is not because I want it or I had an idea for a feature. This is to improve user retention. So with push notifications, I hope that we can increase the sessions per active device, because at the moment it's only 3. For implementing the push notifications, I'm gonna use Expo notifications because it's free and you can actually send images on the notification. And I actually added a free lesson that you can take for free in my course. So if you go to Code with Beto and search for Reach Notifications iOS, you'll find it here, where I teach you how to create an extension for iOS so that you can also send images. You can barely see here in the lesson, we cover just how to send it. This is actually supported by default on Android, but for iOS we need to write an extension, but it's totally possible and it's not that complex. The lesson is 6 minutes, completely free. You can check it out, link in the description. The next thing that we want to do is keep TikTok consistent. We're going to definitely push on tattoos for couples, since we know that works, and also ideas for anime and cool things like that. We're probably going to spend like $50 to $100 just in an experiment. And of course, I'm going to gather all the data for you guys. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to join the newsletter. If you want to see exactly how Inkigo is built, the full source code is available for pro members. Same code base, making $400 per month right now. Link in the description. And if you want to follow along as I keep documenting this, subscribe and join the newsletter. It's totally free, and I keep sharing the numbers. Thanks for watching.